Hello, my beautiful ladies. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Maria, and today we are going to discuss 7 qualities that a true feminine lady doesn't possess/avoids. So before we get to the actual qualities that we want to avoid, I want to give you a very important tip, which is to observe your character. On the start of your feminine journey, it's important to know what you are working with. We all think we know ourselves, but in reality, it's not quite true. Sometimes we all, absolutely all of us, do unpleasant things we are either not aware of, or it happens because we couldn't contain our emotions at the moment, or we might say things that we are so used to saying that we don't realize they might be hurtful to someone out there. And we all have the traits of character we are proud of and the ones we wish to correct. So what I suggest doing as one of your very important and meaningful steps on your feminine journey is to honestly examine your character and your behavior. I know it is hard to acknowledge that you do certain things you wouldn't wish others did to you, or that you have some not so pleasant habits. I don't want to use harsh words here because I don't want to offend anyone. But when you do that, please remember that you are not alone in this, and we all have traits we are not proud of. Trust me, I was a rebel in middle school, but I changed it, and now I'm a lot calmer and reserved as a young woman, and yet I still possess qualities I wish I didn't, but I'm working on it and I'm trying my best. So when you do it, remember that the fact that you sat down to reflect because you want this positive change to happen in your life, it already deserves command, and know that at this moment I'm proud of you, my dear ladies. I reflect on my character too. Sometimes I do something and my family tells me, Mary, that wasn't nice what you did or said, and before I used to get really offended because it's hard to face the unadorned truth, but now I'm thankful. I'm thankful that they mention it, and sometimes we discuss it even further so that I can understand my problem better and know how to terminate it. What should I pay attention to the next time I speak or do something? Of course, not all the things someone might not like in you need to change, but in this case, I can trust my family because I know that they do it from love only. They want me to behave like a lady because they know that I aspire that, and they help me the way they can. If you can't reflect on your character by yourself, it's okay. We cannot perceive ourselves the way others do. It's a part of our psychology. And in this case, ask your friend or a family member to help you. But if you decide to ask someone to help you, then make sure that the person is being objective. Make sure that you can trust this person and know that everything will be fine. Tell the person that you will not get offended, and genuinely try not to get offended, or show it at least. Just constantly remind you of the fact that you do it in order to elevate, you do it for your personal growth, to become even better and more beautiful of a person internally, and that no one is perfect, so you should accept that. Commend yourself for taking this important step. So now I will finally talk about things that a true lady does not do when she communicates with other people, so that you have a better idea of what kind of qualities and behaviors we don't need as feminine ladies. A refined, respected woman never interrupts the person she's speaking with. Ladies, to interrupt other people speaking is very, very rude, no matter their age, status, whatever. You don't like to be interrupted, do you? So why should others like it? When you constantly interrupt someone, it seems as if you think that your point of view is more valuable. Even if the person you converse with is clearly wrong, still, interrupting is not the way to manage this situation. What this action does is it only shows your lack of class, first of all. Second of all, it heats up the conversation as the person that you speak to becomes dissatisfied and perhaps even angry with constantly being interrupted. Even if the person's replies are too long and philosophical perhaps, you still need to show your respect and be patient. If it's a friend of yours that you're talking to, or someone that you're close with, then of course you can gently tell them about this trait of theirs and explain that it might be hard for someone to hold their attention on their reply for that long. But I remind you, be very conscious of the person's feelings, but otherwise be patient and do not interrupt other people, as it may play to your disadvantage, because no one likes talking to people who have a habit of constantly interrupting others. Next thing we should avoid is giving unasked advice. A feminine woman does not give unwanted, unasked advice. You might come off very arrogant and conceited if you do that. It's almost as if you are pretending to be knowing what's best for the person better than they do themselves. Or at least that's how I personally view it, because in my yet short life, because I'm still pretty young, I have received too many unwanted, unasked advices, and they would last me a lifetime, I think. Unfortunately, in the country I come from, it's a common habit to give off your advices, even regardless of the fact that no one asked for them. So I often encounter this behavior, and I personally do not like it at all. There are many reasons why you should avoid this kind of behavior. First of all, what if your advice is bad? Other people view the world differently, and your advice may frustrate someone or be useless to them because your situations, circumstances, and resources may differ a lot and will not apply to others. Secondly, many people like to talk about things they have no idea of in order not to seem thoughtless or foolish, but it's better to admit to yourself right away that you are not qualified enough to talk about certain things and gently direct the conversation to another topic, because you never know where that conversation may lead you to, and if you proceed talking about things you really don't know and pretend to be knowledgeable in the area, you might come off foolish and pretentious, and who wants to talk to that kind of person? Because as good as you think you can pretend, people, especially knowledgeable people, can sense that you do not know what you're talking about. So, ladies, that's definitely a no-go option for us. Now on to the next. A true lady does not gossip. Girls, I know it's kind of hard to resist the temptation to discuss some things, but sometimes it only does us harm. Do not participate in any gossip. Do not relate anything you've heard somewhere to other people. Gossiping really kills the feminine aura of a woman, no matter what age, appearance she is. She can be a beauty queen, yet this little detail about her character may really kill the beautiful aura that she has around her, you know? If your friend, co-worker, classmate, whoever is trying to incline you to gossip, gently tell them that you wouldn't wish to discuss this and change the topic. After all, you have got your own life and you do not need to know all the gossip around you because you are busy bettering yourself every day and blossoming. In order to not have the temptation to gossip and feel like you have to keep up with other people's lives, get yourself a hobby, start reading books you like, start watching interesting movies and documentaries so that you have other things to discuss with your friends. Go to picnics together if you can, gather together at each other's houses, and do something interesting together to create new memories, and you just will not have time for gossip. This is an important tip because gossip never leads to anything good, and if you entertain it, you may actually end up being caught up in some unpleasant drama, and I doubt that any drama builds you a good reputation and image. Now on to the next. To offend anyone is the least of a lady's intentions. Watch your speech, don't do sarcastic jokes because in most cases they are offensive. I don't understand when sarcasm and bitter sarcastic jokes became trendy in our society, but I certainly do not like this trend. It's not good to be offending other people with your so-called humor. Just because you think you are being funny does not mean that everyone thinks the same. So if you have a habit of being sarcastic everywhere and with everyone, please cease. You do not need it, you are better without it. At the end of the day, we are good people, right? And good people do not offend others. They uplift and compliment others. If you are in a situation when you are discussing something with a group of people or one person, and you understand that your ideas on certain topic don't align with each other and you actually disagree with the person you talk to, pay the most of your attention here. If your opinions don't meet, it's better to change the subject and talk about something neutral or something that pleases nearly everyone. Don't try to change a person's mind or mock their point of view. Even if they are doing these things to you, you politely say that for now, everyone should just stick to their vision of the subject and you change the topic. Whatever happens, you need to understand that it's in your personal interest to manage the situation elegantly from your side, and if the other person is being offensive, it's not a problem of yours. It's the problem of their education and their upbringing. That way you manage to evade any drama and deal with the situation like a true lady without offending anyone. And we're coming to our 5th tip already. Of course, an elegant feminine lady never curses. Cursing does not sound cool, it's childish, and we don't want to be childish, right? I understand that in our modern culture, cursing is not that big of a deal anymore, and it's commonly used in modern pop culture, in movies and series, but you have come here to become a refined, respected feminine lady, so of course, if you have that bad habit, then drop it. We are coming to our next point. A feminine woman is not judgmental. She understands that everyone has it differently in life, and circumstances may force people to act in a certain way or do certain things they might later regret. As my beloved Michael Jackson once said, "Before you judge me, try hard to love me," and I believe that these words are so powerful because it's easier to judge than to think and understand and empathize. So be an exception to this rule. Show people kindness, even though it's difficult sometimes because we have too our own things in life, but still, I encourage all of us to work on this and never forget to be easier on people and on our own selves. And now we're coming to our last point for today's video. A feminine lady isn't easily enraged. Anger isn't one of the most flattering emotional states, especially when you start to shout at someone or get offensive back if someone did something bad to you. Your feminine air disappears instantly. So the next time you feel it coming, think this. Is this person or thing even worthy of my anger, of my emotions and my energy? Because at the end of the day, we have a limited amount of energy and anger devours it quite speedily. So when something irritating takes place in your life, just say to yourself that it's not worthy of your energy and emotions. Your energy is precious. Your emotions are expensive, if you will. Think about emotions as something precious that you wouldn't give to everybody. That way your nerves and reputation, which is important for a feminine lady, will be safe. I think it's easier said than done, of course, but write it down anyway and remind yourself of it every day. Your emotions are precious and need to be deserved. And if someone is provoking you on releasing negativity, you should only pity them because you are a high-value lady who does not entertain scandals. Lastly, I want to say that it's important to avoid certain people in your life. People that are constantly provoking you, that make you feel unworthy, drained, involve you in gossip or scandal, because you deserve better. You deserve to be able to work on bettering yourself, and if there are people in your life who might become a big hurdle on your journey, then just avoid them. So ladies, these were the qualities that a feminine lady should avoid to be respected in society. But I want to give you a quick little note, and it's very important, so please stay to hear it. You need to realize that you will have to really work on yourself. You will have to put effort, invest your time and patience into yourself. I'm saying it because I have some friends guilty of one thing, and I myself do it without being aware sometimes. And it is to do only half of the work when it comes to changing your character, changing these traits that hinder your success. And what I mean by that is finding a problem in yourself, meaning acknowledging the existence of this problem and not actually writing it down and thinking about how you can get rid of it and implement it into action. In that case, you will only frustrate yourself because you will understand that there is this problem that exists in your character, but you don't know how to change it because you didn't think about it thoroughly. So ladies, I want you to spend your time here productively, and with that being said, I encourage you to create a little notebook where you will be writing your little notes while watching my videos or videos of other creators, and from time to time you just flip through it and read through these points. That way you will always remember about the things you have to work on, things you have to pay attention to when you speak, when you converse with someone. And that's basically how you grow. You need to have this little notebook, little diary, whatever you want to have, because you can't hold everything in your head all the time, and this will really help you to organize your thoughts and tasks you need to do, things you need to work on your feminine journey. So that's it for today's talk, my dear beautiful ladies. I want you to know that I'm supporting you internally on your journey and that you truly are precious and deserve the best in life. Feel free to comment your thoughts on this video below, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.